Hey to my awesome women over 40, close to 50, like me. I'm on a mission to help you get and stay married, attract the love you desire and deserve, and just share resources and information that I wish I would have known in my 20s. I call it the Finest Wives Club. This is my acronym that I made up. Fit, feminine, friendly, fun. That's your F. Interesting, nice, exciting, energetic, sexy, sassy, trauma free. Y'all, I'm talking in this video about marriage minded men. Marriage minded men want to be married, they want to stay married typically. If they're not married to you, they're going to be married to somebody else. And this came up because my husband and I had a discussion. And I told him, I said, if you weren't married to me, you'd be married to somebody else. And he's like, no, no. Yeah, my husband is a marriage minded man. He's my third husband. I'm his third wife. We are marriage minded people. We have not always got it right. But 50% of first marriages end in divorce. 67% of second marriages end in divorce. 73% of third marriages end in divorce. And less than 5% of people are crazy enough to do it 3 times. The other part of that is marriage does require a lot of work. And what I have found personally is when you talk to people about the work it requires, it's just very general. Communicate. Communicate what? If you're annoyed, if you're frustrated, if it's menopause, if you have little kids, his kids, her kids, our kids. And here's one that I never ever heard talked about. Step kids. Not his kids biologically, her kids, the exes, the baby mamas, her kids that are his step kids that are now, I call them step kids, that actually can present a lot of problems. All these kids can present problems, all of them. What's not talked about, especially if you marry older, is you might not have a contentious mother-in-law, but you might have contentious sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, friends. These friends have had your honey's time for the last 10 years they've been single, the last 5 years they've been single. Now you come along, and what do? You take up his time. And most of the time, what I'm finding is if they're marriage minded, then they probably have married friends that are unhappy in their marriages, but they don't want a divorce because most men don't file divorce. What, about 75, 80% of marriages, divorces are filed by women. So they're just unhappy and they want your husband's time. So there are a lot of factors to this that I'm discovering that I'm like, what the is going on? Like, nobody's talked about it. Like, these are things you don't hear of. So if you're lucky enough to get married the first time, stay married. If you don't have the major threes, they call them, addiction, adultery, or abuse, and even with adultery, like, go to marriage counseling, figure this stuff out. Because especially if you have little kids, there might be some things that you guys can get through with a marriage counselor, even with the addictions. Now, abuse is just something that I'm just not really willing to put up with in a relationship. But you choose your heart. The reason I'm coming and saying that marriage minded men like to stay, they're going to stay married. They're just going to marry somebody else if he's not married to you. That's why most men, that if the woman files divorce, you typically will find that they'll marry again. Most men, I bet if I actually Google that statistic, it's probably a very high statistic of men that remarry, probably more so than women, because most women don't have options to remarry. So many of you are divorcing your husbands, and you come out here and I'm like, stay married, sis. I have a whole video on like the 12 things, like, stay married. Here's the thing. If you come out, now I'm not saying you won't have options. I have options. I had options when I came out and just didn't really want to get married again. I was raising my kids. My daughter put me on Match. I had 100 messages a week. My husband scooped me up so fast. Within 2 weeks, he was like, would you get married again? He was playing no games. But what I've now later learned a couple years into this is that men over 50, they have limited options for women that are doing the work, the women that are going to the gym. I just came from the gym, that's why I got my gym clothes on, and I do a practical happy support Wife Project call in the mornings. Join the call at 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. We've already gone through 69 live calls. So right now, I can tell you it ain't going nowhere. I'm saying that marriage-minded men stay married because for a lot of my women, you all that are watching this that are married, you don't understand the type of husband you have. You're going through a season where it's a little difficult. There's a book called The Four Seasons by Gary Chapman. So you're in maybe a fall, winter season. You're like, I don't know how to get out of it into a summer, spring season of life. And there are like 6 or 8 strategies. I have that book on my Kindle. I'm going to put my Kindle at. Oh, there are 6 or 8 strategies specifically on how to get out of that season, things to do. And what I'm finding is like a lot of you all just don't want to do the work. And I get it, sis, but I'm telling you, number one, if you desire to go on the other side, like the grass is sometimes greener, like the grass ain't greener. Yes, it is. My grass is way greener on this side. But there's snakes in the grass. Okay, there's frogs in the grass. There's little critters in the grass. Okay, there's hornets that are digging deep below the grass in the underground. So yes, it is greener and it is better, but there's other things that I didn't realize that I would be dealing with. Okay, there are external things that I didn't see. There are challenges and obstacles. I was like, whoa, okay, I was not necessarily prepared for this. So your marriage-minded man, he wants to stay married. And so, sis, these books here are the books that I referenced just today on our call. So that's why I come here kind of the afterglow, I guess. I don't know what y'all want to call it. But these are things I'm thinking like, oh my God, don't leave. And if you decide that you're like, hey, at least do some of this work first so that when you exit, you got options. If you want to get married again, you got to have options because some of you all, and I'm meeting gorgeous women in their 60s. I mean, gorgeous. Like I'm like, whoa, they give us a run for our money in our 40s, late 40s to me. But I'm gonna tell you this, men in their 60s can go 20, 30 years younger. And they do. I met a man recently in his 60s and he's dating a woman younger than me. And I'm like, oh, you older than my mom and my dad. But I noticed they don't notice the women in their 60s because they want more youthful women. A lot of women in their 60s are tired too. You guys don't have that same energy. You don't have that same, and I get it, lives, but you just don't have that same that energy that they desire. And I mean, as you get older, you do get tired, but that's what they're looking for, the youthful energy. They don't necessarily want a younger woman because they can't handle her. In their 60s, they can't perform the way they used to. Okay, most men, I know there's the small percentage that can, but there are enough commercials on TV with hymns that say that you can't. So also the music is different. I was dancing, stepping last night, and it was like this guy was, oh, this is a good song. And I was like, I don't even know what this is, but it was the Whispers. But I didn't grow up listening to the Whispers. Okay. So a lot of stuff is new to me. So you're in a lot of the times the women are just out of their league. So these women aren't necessarily with them because they're a great man. They're with him because of the benefits, right? He's with her because she's young, she's youthful, she's fit, she's pretty, she's kind, she's da 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 da. But she's with him because he got money. He has stability. He's responsible. He's too tired to go out and cheat. He's too tired. He can't. Ain't nothing else left for him to do but to be home, taking care of the family, cooking the food, taking care of the household. So again, if you're married, understand that about men. Don't take him for granted. Don't get too super duper comfortable. And if you're over 40 and you desire to be married, there's still a lot of work to put in. There's a lot of work that you're going to do. There's going to be a lot of emotional responsibility that you're going to have to employ in that marriage. He expects you to inspire. Like it's work all around. And some of you are just like, I'm just gonna stay single. Well, that's work too. Because this world is changing rapidly. So don't think whatever choice you decide, whatever box you choose, kind of like that. Remember that TV show on TV? You want box number 1, number 2, number 3. Whatever you choose is whatever you decide to choose. And I wish you the absolute best, but just understand if you choose to walk away, he's gonna marry again. And you be like, I don't care, she gonna get this and this and that. Some of us are equipped better than others. I'll tell you, I am equipped to handle my husband. I don't think another woman is as equipped as I am because I've done a lot of work and I'm willing to continue to do the work. I'm willing to shut my mouth. I'm willing to apologize. I'm willing to understand when I've just done something me. And I'm talking about me. And I'm like, I could have said that better. I could have shared that in a different way. You know what? I probably, sometimes, I shouldn't have tried to control the conversation. You know what? I didn't have to interrupt. Like, I have to work every single day on being the best version of myself as a wife. And when I think that I'm there, something else comes in and I'm like, oof, yep, yeah, I still got to continue to do the work. So understand that, sis. And again, maybe I'm a little all around in the message, but we're women. Women are like spaghetti. Men are like waffles. Men don't, some men actually do watch my videos. I wonder what the percentage is. Let's go in here and look at my analytics. I've got my YouTube up. But I do want my married women, like I really am trying to talk to y'all to say, hey, listen, I know your husband is crazy a lot of the time. Mine is too. But more often than not, it's the 80-20 rule. And at the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time, he's not crazy. Like out of 30 days in a month, 24 days, he is phenomenal. And there are literally only 6 days in a month where you're just like, dang, man, you're crying. Like, I just don't know if I can do this. But 6 days versus 24 days. Yeah, it's only, let me see here. 35% of my views on my channel are from men, 64% are from women, and viewer age is, how old are y'all? Hopefully in your 40s. That's what I want. Yeah, most of my 18, 38, 40, 60, about 60%, 80% are over 35. So yay. My demographic is there. I got about 9%, 25, 34. That's cool. But yeah, 35 and over is 80% of my channel. And that's really what I want. So, like I said, I think it's really important for marriage, women that are married, to understand that marriage-minded men want to stay married. They want to stay married. Well, Montina, he's doing this and this. Are you doing the work? That's always my question. What are you doing? Are you doing the work? These men are crazy as hell. So pick your crazy. But we all got crazy men, okay? And you're probably crazy too. I got a level of crazy to me too. But choose your heart. And then for my single women, you still need to do the work. Because you're out here dating. Don't date and not understand what you're getting involved with. Okay, there's a specific book I'm going to show you. Getting to I Do. I've talked about this book for years. This was Kevin Samuel's book that he recommended. And I read it, and I've read it a few times. And there's a specific quiz in here that, are you the woman that you think you are? And I'm going to tell you, I don't know one person that's taken this quiz and been like, oh, you think you a little bit different than what you probably are. Okay, reality is reality. So with that said, let me go. And this is hopefully, I want to inspire, educate, and share in my videos, but it really is just like, hey, really, really think about what you have. And if you want to jump ship, think about what you need to do in the next set. Or like I said, you might want to be single, but honey, choose your heart, because these single women out here, talk to women in their 60s and 70s, specifically attractive women. And I'm talking about they got it. So you look at their bodies, they're nice. They're the ones that I've noticed that are just like, dang, I wish I wouldn't have divorced in my 40s and 50s. Like, they are struggling, because it's one thing to not have options, but it's one thing to have done the work, still got your cute little figure, your face is still pretty and stuff, you're still moving around real good, and no man is checking for you at all. Or the men that are checking for you, the men you don't want, because you're like, well, I'm in my 60s. I don't want a man in his 70s. I don't want to be a nurse with a purse. Well, y'all probably gonna have to take care of each other. I know a lot of, unfortunately, I don't know a lot, but I know people in their 60s and 70s, that have canes. They don't, walk as good as they used to. They, life is just life. I danced with a man last night, Mr. Stan, and Mr. Stan was using his cane until he was dancing. And boy, he was so happy dancing with me when he's, I want to dance with you again. That's okay, Mr. Stan, I got you. And he was dancing with the women. I had two men I danced with canes. Okay, and one actually was trying to direct me on how to dance, but he said a couple things, and So that's it, y'all. You got this. But if you're marriage minded, honey, stay married. Join my calls every day. And if you're not married and you desire to be married, it's a lot of work. But it's very practical things that I share, because I feel like the older women just kind of they just left us, just fed us to the wolves. Like, just go figure it out. I think we can do it a better way. Okay, I'm not charging for all this stuff. Now, the Happy Wife Project, it's between $5 and $25 a month, and I might shut that down pretty soon, because what I'm realizing is, there are only a handful of women that really want to do the work. I invested $800 talking to Kevin Samuels, because I was like, look, I think I got a real chance to get this right this time. And I need to understand some things about, my future husband, which I'm married to now, and myself. And it was a profound conversation, really about 10, maybe 15 minutes of it hit on me, and 45 minutes was me teaching. And that was years ago. And I did not start sharing. I don't even consider myself teaching, sharing until about 3 or 4 years later. So I was like, I don't want to share with no women. I guess a lot of times we don't feel like we're qualified, but I can tell you I've had enough life experiences. I'm now at an age where I'm qualified and I see it. Okay. And I've been in business 10 years, and I can tell you some things I just see like the matrix just coming down, literally. And there are women that are saying things online, especially older women, and they're complaining. And then I look at them and I'm like, really, you got what you qualified for with your looks. You got what you qualified for with your attitude. You got what you qualified for. What I qualified for in my youth, I got what I qualified for. Now, could I've grown in relationships and, yeah, but also you have to have a high enough self-esteem to understand that if you do qualify for better based on your looks, your physique, your kindness, your energy, blah, 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 your femininity, that you are not self-sabotaging. Like this is why I'm doing a retreat. These are real conversations. Yeah, you qualify for it because you see some women like, damn, why is she with him? And not necessarily the looks, but maybe the way he treats her. Her self-esteem is low. Your self-confidence is low. You are self-sabotaging your success in your life because that's what you feel like you deserve. And men do this too, but men aren't my audience. Women are. Okay, so I hope this helps somebody. And just listen to the audio. Hopefully you have YouTube Red like I do, and you can do stuff in the background. But this is getting really serious when we get to a point in relationships, especially in certain communities, especially the Black community, where you feel like you just don't need a man. And then you all are growing old alone, just like the men are, and we can't come together and figure this out. Why are there, I'm looking at some men, I'm like, y'all 70 years old, you ain't got no wife. And then some of the things they're asking, like, I'm in a Chicago stepping community. And some of the things I noticed, that this one man was asking me to do in terms of just some type of support, or can you do this? And I'm like, you need a woman, you need a wife. Like, you need somebody else to do these, pick up plates, do this and that. I'm like, And the men are starting to recognize they need wives. Now, I get it that some of y'all in the 60s don't want them, but at this point, it's companionship. It's a certain age in life where it's just companionship. All the super duper romantic stuff. My husband don't want to really travel nowhere and do a whole lot. He just want to be home. He enjoys home. It's companionship. Okay. If you desire all this travel and stuff, be very clear about it when you meet the man, because some men are retired and I'll hear them that we're on a fixed income. What's that mean? Is your fixed income $10,000 a month? Is it $3,000 a month? What's that mean? Do you want to travel? Can you travel? Can you travel, with your health? Can you walk? I'm going to India, you know? There's a lot of walking involved. Can you do that? Or are you okay if I travel alone? Are you okay with traveling alone? Or do you just travel in the US? Do you want to get a mobile home? You want to get an RV? Not a mobile home, but an RV? Like, y'all gotta start having real conversations as you get older. Do you plan on working the rest of your life? What's that look like? You want to go on cruises? What does life look like for you, sis? If you're not paying any bills, but are paying, you like you own a company, or your career has to move forward, you're taking care of yourself. Because more than likely, what if he's paying all the bills, but you're still responsible for yourself and household items, food, fun stuff, free time for y'all? What does that look like? What does that companionship look like? Those are some real questions to start thinking about asking yourself. Again, I just don't see nobody else doing it. And even if they were, who cares? I'm not charging for this. Like, this is not a lane that I'm running as a business. This is real. We need a wives school. I hope that some of y'all pick this up and can create a wives school. Again, it's not my lane. Even right now, I got to run. I'm 3 minutes over my time to go ahead and get ready for my work day. So I'm wishing you all the best. Marriage-minded men marry. If he's not going to be married, you want to divorce him, he's going to be married again. That's what they do. Okay? Yes, you're special right now, but that's what they do. They want to stay married. They like being in a relationship. Somebody gonna scoop him up fast. When I married my husband, and he saw me, and a lot of people said, but you don't even know who she. I know who I am, but in terms of the personal relationship side of my life, sometimes I do struggle in that space. Just because y'all know my story came from the gutter. Sometimes I do struggle in that space, but I'm gonna tell you, My husband, whether he was married to me, he'd be married to somebody. He enjoys being married. I love being married now. I love being married. I can see myself married the rest of my life. I really enjoy what comes along with it in terms of loving someone and learning someone and nurturing someone and being there for someone and studying someone. Like, I love it. And if that is something you desire, sis, go out and make it happen. I'm telling you, it can happen for you. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave me an emoji below. Just let me know you watched it. Y'all don't leave a lot of comments on my video. I guess my stuff is too super duper deep. Have an amazing rest of the day. Thanks for watching my channel and watching my video. See you in the next video. Bye.